Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another AFR broadcast. Today we are with you from the streets of Monte Carlo here in Monaco. It's for the F2 race this weekend. As usual, I'm Kunai Zero, and it looks like I'll be bringing this broadcast to you on my own. We might have some people joining us in the commentary box later on in the night, but as for now, you'll be stuck with me and only me. Okay, so last week we had our F2 race in Catalonia, Spain. We had a couple of decent results from that. Don't have a fully updated standings board, but I'll try and get that chased up for the next session. And now we're in Monaco, and what a track. Monaco, of course, one of the most technical circuits, if not the most technical circuit on the calendar, and of course the one with the closest racing. And knowing what we know about these F2 cars and how handily they can be, we should be in for quite an amazing two races. Of course, you got the feature race and the sprint race. There is Red Panda, absolutely drifting it right out of Portier. So we'll have to monitor as this. We're going to be, it's going to be pretty crazy, I think, trying to monitor all the action, but I will do my best. Good evening, Lucas. How are you? Good to see you back there in the chat. All right, so of course, 30-minute qualifying due to the fact that it is F2. We'll get all of our drivers out and about as they're all on their out laps now. We'll stick on board with Red Panda. He seems to be flying through the course so far. Of course, slowing down, trying to get some space between him and the person behind. Let's jump on board with him. Let's see if we can attempt a flying lap this early. 27 minutes and 57 to go. All right, so, of course, down the main straight of Monaco into Saint-Devote. And up through the gears as you move through Beaurivage and Massenet. So watch that corner. Very blind. Moving into Casino now. And through the gears, trying to hold it. Doing really well to keep it off the wall there. And then a full sprint down to Mirabeau. Down to first. And then, of course, you got the Grand Hotel hairpin. Using the curve on the inside, trying to get the tightest line. And you want to hold that traction as you move into Portier. Nice and close to the wall there. And then flat stick through the tunnel as fast as you can for, of course, the hard braking section, which is the Nouvelle chicane. Trying very hard to be as close to that inside wall without touching it. And then as you punch the car through to Bach, trying to hold it. Not a bad job there, hitting both apexes. Louis Chiron Virage, there we go, and then moving through up into Rascasse, hard on the brakes. Which then puts you into the final corner, into the DRS zone, and then it'll punch you straight across the line. It looks like Red Panda will be setting a 1:21.9. That'll put him on pole for now, but of course, we have a ton of people still on track, ready to go. Gus Rules comes across. Oh, sorry, yeah, with a 1:21.97. Bandcamp with a 1:22.6. Pacey with a 1:23.9. Shrimp slotting in there with a 1:22.8. So, good job there from those guys. Red Panda still holding on to pole. This track requires you to commentate in your best French accent. I will try and pronounce some of these in my best French accent, but I couldn't do an entire race in a French accent. That'd be horrific for both you and me. Okay, CK80 comes across there with a 1:26. Puts him down in the 7th. Looks like Sphinx just came across with a 1:23.8. That puts him into 5th. Still waiting on 6 drivers to set their times. Let's jump on board with Wahid as he's coming through the Nouvelle chicane now to try and set a fastest lap. We're going to sector 2 yellow flag. Ah, yes, just coming out of Portier. So a couple of cars pulling to the side. And another one down here as everyone starts to slow up. Looks like Red Panda sets a 1:21.6. Great job there. Further cementing his pole position. Here we are on board with Wahid as he makes his way down the main straight now. See how fast he can punch his F2 car around this track. On the super softs, so we'll have ridiculous grip throughout the majority of the lap. Let's have a look here. Through Massenet into Casino. Grand Hotel hairpin always catches out somebody. Then putting the wheel up there on the bricks into Portier. Through the tunnel now. Massive speed carrying. And into the Nouvelle chicane. Cheating death with that inside wall. Can you see how Revo will perform? Yeah, me too. Revo, look, we all know Revo performs. Absolute crazy driver. But the only downfall that he... Whoa, a little bit of drifting there from Wahid. The only real downfall that he had last time, of course, in his Tier 1 race, was that he was trying to climb up through the position so aggressively that he didn't leave a lot of room for some of the other drivers. I don't think Revo's much like that anymore, so I think you'll see a much cleaner race from him. But then again, it is F2, so it leaves a lot on the table. Wahid, of course, crossing the line there with a 1:23.5 puts him into 6th. Still waiting on 4 drivers, however. Looks like Jacob Meister put himself up there, 1:23.4. So many places in Monaco. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Monaco is one of those tracks where... Monaco is a hard track to overtake on because of the limited opportunities, but if you've got the talent, the places you can overtake just make for some absolutely fantastic watching. Revo comes across with a 1:20.7. So already a force to be reckoned with. And as he now takes provisional pole. Oof, wide going a little bit wide there. Looks like he's going to come to the pits. No. Staying out. Looks like he'll go for another one. We'll jump on board with Sphinx. Actually, with Shrimp. Let's see how a little bit of rubbing on the wall there. Spams. Only just got home. You can, if you want to race in the F2, I am certain you should be able to slot in for the sprint race, maybe. I think if you join the session, ready up. Oh, just off the wall that you'll be able to. I mean, if you jump on now, you'll probably make the feature race. But I mean, of course, you won't be qualifying. So at the back, it is for you. Guess my question has been answered as best as it can be. I'm not a professional analyst. I just see what I see. But being in a lot of practice sessions with these guys, and of course commentating each of their races, you get to notice it. Like you can tell a lot that Revo's calmed down on his aggressiveness. That could be a complete lie when it comes to tonight. Revo might just go absolutely ham, but considering what his pace is right now in qualifying, I would say that he's going to be at the front and stay at the front, and the only thing that might undo him is the fact that Monaco is a short track, which means you're going to have back markers, and depending on how much of a pig these cars are to drive here, you might see him get held up. And not just him, of course, it'll be the majority of the grid, but you might see him get held up with some back markers, and that could throw a wrench in the works. And but I mean, all of that just adds to us getting it, viewing a better race. So, oh no, not the back. I mean, the whole definition of qualifying is to not start at the back. So, so Potsy and Nut we're still waiting on to set us a time. Shrimp comes across there with a 1:22.8. We'll see if he can improve it on this lap at all. A ton of yellow flags. Oh, they're all slowing down at the main straight there. That makes sense. F2 starts are yep. on the ball there, mate. F2 starts are crazy, and considering Saint Deveau, whoo man, if everybody gets off the line quick enough, we're going to see a crazy turn one. We see a crazy turn one in F1. And those cars stick to the ground fairly well. These, whew, you're going to be in for a good one, I think. You know what would make this even better? It's probably not going to happen, but you know what would make it even better? If it rains. Hope the racing gods will be a little kinder to Nut. Here's the problem with Nut, right? Actually, we'll jump on board with him. Since we're talking about him, this might screw him up a little bit. I don't know. Okay, so Nut has great driving ability. Okay, we know this. But for some reason, it all comes unstuck at the worst times. Whether he gets caught at the back, whether he gets caught in a small incident, whether a small mistake into a corner, whatever it is. And it just completely undoes him. And it's so unfair because he's good. You can see him in practice races, not screw up once. Absolutely nail it. And you're like, yeah, cool, mad. And then it comes to the race, and a lot of the time it just falls apart. So yes, I'm with you. Hopefully Nut can do something to impress us today. Hopefully they are, the racing gods, as you put it, are a little kinder. Hell yeah, man. Monaco rain. Think about it. If it rained in Monaco with F2, oh, it'd be the best. To be fair, right, it would turn into a donut challenge more than an actual race. But still, who doesn't like donuts? Donuts are great. Oh, Potsy whipping the car out there. And you're going to see more and more of that as the track progresses. You know, once tire deg, and we're only in qualifying, once tire deg starts to be a factor, these cars are going to just want to kick out and kick out and kick out, and you're going to see some really, I think, you're going to see some great driving ability from some of these guys to try and hold these in line. If you take a look now, I'll stay in the outside, the broadcast cameras here. You just have a look at the back of that car as Potsy makes his way across the into Casino now. And yeah, you'll just see that car sometimes come unstuck. And it's wicked. Here we go. Potsy coming into a hotel hairpin. Doing a great job so far, though. You don't see a lot of traction loss from him. Usually coming out of Portier. Or Portier? Portier. Usually they roll the R in French. Down into the Novell chicane. Let's have a look here. Ooh, you can see the brake there. Tyres giving away a little bit. Starting to see some drivers retire. So Gus happy with his 121.1. Puts him in second so far. Shrimp with a 122.3. He's in seventh. Wahid with a 122.6, which puts him in ninth. There it is. Like I said, those cars, they tend to want to pig out. And when you're gonna, look, it's Monaco, man. There ain't no runoff. So you're just going to go straight into the wall, as was exemplified here by Potsy. And that's really unfortunate. He's going to have to try and crawl it back and get it into the pits to get that fixed. But, yeah. Exactly, Lucas. Yeah. Several front wings getting trashed. Probably you're going to see, hopefully not. And as the series progresses, of course, the series was started as a bit of fun, but people are starting to get into it, and hopefully we can evolve it into something bigger. But as people get better, like more and more used to these cars and the tracks and how the cars handle on those tracks, I think you'll see that the grid will give themselves enough space. Having said that, we have a lot of torpedoes in the grid, so probably, yeah, I think several front wings are going to get trashed. 18 DNF prediction. So there are 13 drivers. So that would mean yeah, I was going to say, so that would mean that 5 drivers are going to come out and just crash for the sake of crashing strategically around the track. So CK80 on his flying lap now. I have to admit, the broadcast cameras in Monaco, they are pretty good. They're pretty good. You do get to see some pretty cool camera angles. We'll see how fast the BWT Ardennes can make it around the Circuit de Monaco. Ooh, A little bit of a bounce there off the wall. Doesn't seem to be any damage though. But that definitely would have scrubbed some time. You know what's really going to be interesting, however, is Revo sets another fastest lap. Not that he had to. 1:20.5. Currently 6/10 faster than anyone on track. Well, sorry, 6/10 faster than the second position on track. Oh, jeez. CK80 using a bit more runoff. He probably should have. I haven't had the good fortune of seeing the race. The Tier 1 race was pretty exciting. We had a couple of incidents. Revo, of course, getting overtaken by Pacey up through Massenet into Casino. That was a really good one. But Pacey, of course, coming back in. Revo didn't want to give up his position. Pacey ended up coming in front. Revo touched the rear of Mercedes and he spun, which ended up causing him to have to play catch-up. And then in the process of playing catch-up, which he did fairly well, by the way, he did this amazing dive on Matzoid coming in to Saint-Deveau, and it was like he couldn't stop. It was straight into the wall. Put Matt into the wall as well. Both had damage. So yeah, it was pretty crazy. CK comes across to the 126. Potts here on an outlap, so jump on board with him, see if he can improve, get him out of last place. Revo goes fastest again, 1:20.2. That almost puts him a second faster than Bandcamp in second, who managed to sneak in with a 1:21.0. Of course, all being set on the super soft tyre, so amazing grip, but not so much in terms of tyre life. Fast lap. Yeah, he is. He is. Wait, look, when it comes to sim racing, actually, when it comes to anything in life, if you put in the time, you're going to get better. Some people get better faster than others, but Revo's good because this is what he does. He goes into practice. He figures out the perfect setup. He figures out the perfect racing line. He figures out where he can make a little bit of time, where he can take it easy. And then he puts it into practice. And then he comes into these races here with guys that, I mean, I'm not saying that they don't, but, you know, everyone here practices, but I don't think they practice to the level that Revo does. And so Revo's just so incredibly quick. But, right, nobody is invincible. And Revo found that out last week when they did the Tier 1 race at Singapore, and it started to rain, and he was on the back foot of Seb, and he was pushing so hard, and it was so great to watch. And unfortunately, Revo lost the back end coming out of that last turn onto the main straight of Singapore and crashed out. And then, you know, managed to recover, and it was just like, you could see how hard he was pushing. You could see him putting each individual minuscule part of skill into practice, but it just came undone when he needed it the most. So, I mean, it pays to be good, but it also pays to be a little bit lucky. Just a little bit. So most of the drivers now have all retired. Looks like they're all happy with their lap times. Nutt's still out. Lotus is still out. Potsy's about to come around the last corner now. Across the line. Let's see what he does. Can he improve on his 27? It's going to be a massive improvement. And there it is. 1:22.3. That'll put him into ninth. He's going to speak today. So, not bad. Not bad. That puts him better than last, I guess. Unfortunate for CK80. Currently in the pits with a 1:24.4. Let's have a look at some of these other drivers. Lotus is down on his time by 0.3, so I don't think he's going to be improving. This one, the unpredictable, 100% Lucas. The unpredictable nature of the track. That's exactly right. I almost want to say it's predictable, because Monaco is one of those tracks where it's so tight. Street circuits are great because you're taking roads that are meant to be driven by cars, and then you're putting purpose-built race cars on them and telling them there's no speed limit, go ham. But you've got all these arbitrary walls. Like, have a look. He's come. All right, so he's moving his way down into Mirabeau now. We're watching Lotus, right? And he comes around Mirabeau into the Grand Hotel. There's no room. It's like you can fit 2 cars side by side, maybe, but at the speeds that they're going, it's nuts. So a lot of this is just rank and file, follow the leader, and then there's a couple of spaces. The tunnel is one of them. The tunnel is, you have a little bit of a lengthy thing, then you go like, you know, round the bend, down into the Nouvelle Chicane. And a lot of the time, it's follow the leader. But that's the thing. With tracks like this, when you make an attempt on an overtake, when a driver decides that he's got the speed and he's got the space, it's awesome. Because you're watching them overtake in places where you're like, well, you know, maybe you shouldn't have done that. But if it works and he pulls it off, it's awesome to watch. And that's what makes racing so fun, is watching these drivers trying to find these little gaps that they can move into, finding where they can make up that little that tenth, that hundredth, that thousandth. So, all right, so that's your qualifying done. Everybody is done. So Revo, of course, in pole position, 120.2. He'll get 4 points for his troubles. Red Panda, 120.7. That'll put him into second. Bandcamp with a 121.09. He'll be in third. And Gus Rules with a 121.1 to put him in the second position on the second part of the grid. And a good job from everyone else as well. Unfortunately for CK80, he'll start at the back, but hopefully he can make his way up through the grid in the race. I think the one that I'm really keen to see is the reverse grid on here. I think that's going to be nuts. Because, yeah, you're just going to have those faster cars trying to cut through this track. It's going to be pretty insane. I'll just have a check here. Forgive me, guys. All right. So, just waiting on them, everybody to set up and get ready. I think we've got everyone 3, 6, 9, 12, 13. Yep, no worries. I think we might get some late joiners, but should be okay. So, let us know. What are your predictions, chat? Who do you think's going to win? Actually, let's spin it up a little bit. Who do you think's going to win, and who do you think's going to be the first to crash out? Or maybe nobody will crash out. We'll have the cleanest race that was ever raced in Monaco ever. So, of course, all of the drivers now off onto their formation lap. Something tells me I'm going to see an off it. Look at Reed. I mean, yeah, okay. Revo first to crash, CK80 going to win. Okay. That prediction is like the guy at the Melbourne Cup who looks at the highest paying horse at $91 and goes, oh yeah, I'll put $100 on him. Really dumb move, but if it pays off, hats to you, sir. Wahid in the wall first. All right, Potsy and Wahid out first corner. Potsy and Wahid out first corner, so 9th and 10th. Okay. See how it all goes. They're making their way now into the Nouvelle Chicane, so just punching through Sector 2 now. The other really silly thing is I've got my dynamic map loaded. However, the way the data gets pulled from the game, every single dot is the same. So that's not going to give me any hand. I'll be able to tell roughly what happened and where, but I won't be able to tell you who. So we'll have to find out by switching through the grid. If anybody, which they're not, but if they were, if anybody from Codemasters is watching, please allow me to have a map in the game. Also, let me pull a lot more telemetry in the game. That would be great. Please. Hard to bet against Revo. It is hard to bet against Revo, but the best thing about racing is it's not always determinate. So we'll see how it It works out. Jacob Meister to dive bomb Lotus first corner and out. All right. Well, we're about to put all those bets into practice, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. The lights are counting down. We have 5 of them. Just waiting for them to all turn off. And there we are. Away we go. Down into that first corner. Everybody making their way pretty well. We're seeing a lot of good gaps. Let's try and monitor the grid as they come through here. It looks like everyone's okay. However, so Jacob Meister, Lotus, and Wahid. Who said Wahid into the wall first? Spams. Props to you, man. Props to you. Okay. So an unfortunate accident there with Wahid. Managed to getting the back out. Oh my god, here we go. Down on the inside. I think that's Nut. Yeah. Side by side with Pacey there as they go through the Grand Hotel. Far out. Alright, Spams, I need you to personal message me on Discord. If you could just give me the next Powerball numbers, that'd be great. So, Nut now making his way down into the Novell chicane. Trying to go side by side there with Pacey. Pacey getting a little bit of a cut. Got forced off. So far, everyone seems pretty good. Let's jump up to the race leader. See how he's making his way down. Can't quite see all the interval times yet. Pacey got a 3-second time penalty already. It's lap 1. He does have a hard time trying to control some of these F2 cars. So as he progresses through the series, hopefully we'll be able to see a massive improvement. Here we go. Now everybody coming across that line. Red Panda setting the fastest lap. Interesting. 128.9. And look at some of these gaps. Let's jump down here with Potsy. Just climbing up on the back of that Shrimp. I've really got to learn the cars for F2, I really do. Potsy looks like he's getting a little bit of lag. We might see an issue. Pacey up on the side there. Nut trying to get him on the inside. And he does. But will he be able to hold it all the way into that chicane? Yeah, into the hairpin, rather. Yes, he does. But Pacey now drops one position. Nut manages to make another. Revo in the lead by 1.7 seconds. And he's starting on a soft tyre. So it looks like he's going for a longer stint than some of these other drivers. Potsy with a 3-second time penalty there. Multiple warnings. It does seem like he's getting affected with some network issues, so I don't know if that's affecting him locally or just everyone else. Gus, have a look at this. Closing up onto his teammate. No love lost between these two. Jump on board with him as they move up through to Saint Devote. Revo taking the fastest lap now on lap 3, 123.3. And of course, that means DRS is enabled. Monaco only having the one DRS zone. Nut, 3-second time penalty. A little bit too aggressive if you ask me. You can see that Gus losing the car a little bit under brakes. Some of these gaps have really opened up. Revo, 3.1 seconds ahead of Red Panda. Man, he is leaving nothing available. He is just going for it out of the gate. Bandcamp 1 second behind Red Panda. Gus rules right on Bandcamp's tail. 0.7. We've got a Sector 2 yellow flag. Looks like we've got a couple of cars up there. And it's Nut. He's gone off in Portier. Damn it. Okay, so Nut now drops down into 10th. Does he have any damage? Oh my god, he's missing the entire right side of that front wing. Whoo! Okay, well, he'll have to pull into the pits. Shrimp getting a 3-second time penalty there. He, no, never disappointed. Yeah, he'll have to pull in. That's gonna be horrendous to try and drive. For sure. But he'll pull in now. Yep, there it is. Gus rules with a 3-second time penalty. He'll have to watch himself. We'll jump back up here with Shrimp. So he's trying to chase down Pacey as they move through Beau Rivage into Massanet. That sounded less French and more Somalian. Which, to be fair, is French, just louder. Alright, so Shrimp making his way there through the hairpin. Trying to chase down Pacey. If he can do it in the tunnel. 0.7. You get a pretty good tow here through the tunnel, but the problem... Whoa! Revo, 3-second time penalty. Wow, we're seeing a ton of... Even Bandcamp got a 3-second time penalty. It only happened to... Whoa, hold on a minute. What happened there? Potsy is spun around, went straight through the Novell chicane, got cleaned up by a couple cars, and that's him out of the race. Wow, okay, your first DNF. Potsy, something happened there. We only caught the piece of wing that broke off, but he is out of this race. There is your first DNF, lap 5. And we've got a virtual safety car. So now everyone's going to have to fall underneath that Delta time. Oh, man. Okay, Monaco claims its first victim tonight. Unfortunate for Potsy. Let's move up the grid. We'll go up on there with Gus Rules as DRS is now enabled as the virtual safety car comes to an end. Gus Rules trying to chase down his teammate hard as they come down into Mirabeau. Monaco never seems to disappoint when it comes to viewership. Of course, tight technical circuit. What could be better than that? Some might argue Singapore. I love watching Singapore races. I think they're fantastic, but Monaco is probably the pinnacle. So Gus Rules now coming into that Novell chicane. He backs up a little bit. Bandcamp, however, gets right up on the end of Red Panda. Oh! We're seeing some more craziness. Sphinx just had some damage. You can see that he's lost his entire front wing. That car is... Oh, man. Can he take it home? He should be okay. He should be okay. Just take it slow, man. Just take it slow. So Sphinx in a little bit of a problem there as Red Panda goes into the pits. Sphinx will do the same! He's drifting into the pit lane. Manages to collide with the wall, but it doesn't look like he's got any extra damage. So Sphinx will pit. Red Panda as well. Bandcamp comes in a second with that pit. Gus Rules still 0.5 behind him. Yes, it was Singapore where we had the Phantom Wall for us, or at least for me. In my view, the wall came out onto the track, and every time the cars drove through it, it gave, and I could not stop laughing because I thought it was the funniest thing ever. Okay. These guys are exceptionally close to each other. I might just jump down a little bit as Lotus here is trying to catch up to CK80. Looks like CK80 is missing a wing. We've got a Sector 3. Looks like Jacob Meister. And it was Nut again. Nut again gets put into the wall there. Okay, let's have a look. Do you have any damage? Wahid. 3-second time penalty. No. No, Nut seems okay. So, doesn't have to go back into the pits again so early. Sorry, where was I? Lotus. He's now dropped back. Jacob Meister gets a 3-second time, but I'm not going to be able to keep track of these penalties. This is ridiculous. Okay. So Gus Rules currently the closest on track. Revo sets... Oh! I jump on him as Ken blocks his way around that second to last corner. Revo did get the fastest time. I didn't quite catch it because Gus decided to show me his Gymkhana skills. CK80. Wahid gets a 3-second time. Okay. Maybe we might see a disqualification because of penalties. I'm thinking it's going to be crazy. Revo does have a 12.8 second lead right now. You are incredibly right, Lucas. It is ridiculous. Red Panda gets a 3-second time penalty there. Oh my god. This is chaotic. So Bandcamp comes into the pits. So, lap 7, 1 DNF. Revo in the lead by quite a substantial margin. So if he holds on to that, happy days. Lotus now coming up right up on the back of the BWT Ardennes. Wahid doing the same. And Bandcamp very close behind. This is going to be a train we have to watch. So, let's keep an eye on this one. Oh! Oh my, how did I not see that? 3 cars have just spun out there. I looked to the map for a second. Okay, so I'm not quite sure what happened there, but hopefully you did see it. But 3 cars just spun out. That's caused CK80 to come down. Why he got caught up in that as well. Bandcamp, however, look at him. He's skyrocketed to 5th, so he came out on top. He's trying to make his way through. It looks like we've got another Sector 1, Sector 2 yellow flag. There's a car that's going backwards. I'm not sure who it is. Yeah, I'm going to have to... wish this map was a little clearer. Oh, man. I'm trying to keep on track. This is kind of hard. Okay, so Lotus goes into the pits there, of course. And look at all the penalties coming up in the bottom. Oh, my God. I'm going to build a supercomputer just to keep track of all this. These gaps are insane. Revo currently in the lead with 16 seconds. Gus Rules 17.8 seconds behind 3rd place. Lotus is 16 seconds behind. Oh my God. Okay, so... Okay, let me see. Sphinx just got a 10 second. I think I saw Pacey got a 3 second, and I think I saw Shrimp get a 3 second. At some point in this race, I'm just going to load up the race director, and we'll see in how many seconds it takes for me to scroll down the whole list. Because it's kind of nuts. Here we go, nut. Trying to catch up to Lotus. There has been a bit of an off. Nope, they're okay. They're moving down the straight now. So, Sector 3 yellow flag, but it's nothing too crazy. Pacey. With another 3-second time penalty. I'm sorry, what is happening? I don't know. Sphinx is now DNF'd. That must have happened earlier. Sorry, guys. I didn't quite catch that. So we've got 2 DNFs now. And it's only lap 9. Got another Sector 2 yellow flag. Somebody up in the top there. I'm not sure who it is. Let's have a look. Looks like it was CK80. He just got caught out there. Yep. He seems to be fine now, though. Not trying to chase down Lotus. Just happened. I just gave up. Ah, okay. No worries. Got another Sector 2 yellow flag. For me to try and keep on top of this is just nuts. Pacey with a 10-second time penalty. Okay, for you to get 10 seconds, that means that you dive bombed the Novell chicane. And that's Pacey out of the session. So that is 3 DNFs. 3 DNFs. Lap 10. Man, F2 in Monaco. This is crazy. Not the closest car on track to anyone else. 0.7 seconds. Just a little update. Revo is 38 seconds ahead. 38. Oh, no. Doesn't look like he can make the corner, so he'll go slow, avoiding the time penalties, because of course no advantage given there, which will probably afford Jacob a little bit of a boost there. He should be able to catch up pretty well. But the gaps have all blown out. Big CK80s is just glitched out. He's 1 minute behind. Let's jump on board with Revo. Let's have a look here. So Revo is coming through Rascas now. So that means he'll be chasing up against... Yeah, wow, okay. So Revo not skipping a beat. Doing a great job here. Lap 11. Gone a little bit sideways there, but catches it. You can see how he's controlling the gearbox, controlling the revs, trying not to get those tyres to light up too quickly. Harsh on the brakes, but that's how he drives. 38.2 seconds now in the lead. That's an absolutely ridiculous lead. Such a good drive here from Revo. We'll jump back down the board. Let's see, Gus Rules. making his way into Casino now. His teammate Bandcamp catching up ever slowly. Bandcamp here coming through Portier into the a little bit of a slide, but he catches it here through the tunnel. And of course, the massive load on the tyres as he tried to slow that car down for the Novell chicane, and then punching it straight back up into Tabac, but trying to hold it. There's a sector 2 yellow flag. Someone is off. It looks like Wahid is off at Portier. Lotus and Nut approaching it now. Wahid has retired, so that is 4 DNFs. The car is still on the track. Ooh. Everyone managed to dodging it though. So we have 4 DNFs so far. Lap 12 of 21. Ray.exe has joined. Nice to see you. Ray. Got another sector 2 yellow flag. There is a car off onto the side. It looks like, it was just Wahid. Wahid's car pulling off. That's fine. Absolute craziness here at Monaco tonight. Sphinx has left the session. Yep, don't blame him. So 4 DNFs, 9 races left, 13 of 21. You're right, Nut is still hanging on there in sixth position. He's doing well. Unfortunate to have that incident early on. Had to go through the pits, but seems to be doing well for himself now. Basically, Monaco is like a war of attrition. It just comes down to who can survive the longest, and we're good. Look at these gaps, 34 seconds. Jesus, Revo. Nut gets a 3-second time penalty. There it is. Ray.exe has left the session. Oh, there's a bit of wing. There it is. The right-hand side end plate has just come off. Nut's got to be careful now. You can tell he's got some handling issues, but he decides to stay out. We will stay on board with him. Let's have a look at how intense this car is to drive. First corner. Managed to pull it up. Not bad. Okay, so up through Beau Rivage into Massenet. Fairly high speed. See if he can hold on. You can hear that gearbox working. Ooh, managed to keep it off the wall. Good job there, Nut. Okay, so down into the gears. Around the hairpin. He's up a little bit. Ooh! Catching the slide. Keeps himself in the game. Lotus trying to jump on any little mistake that he makes. Hard on the brakes. Into the chicane. Navigates it pretty good. Into Tabac. It brushes that wall. Through the swimming pool. Down through the gears into Raskas. Successfully did a lap. Okay, so can Nut hold on to this? Right now, these gaps are intense. Revo's gap's only getting bigger. Bandcamp's starting to slip off the back of his teammate there. 2.9 seconds now. Red Panda 1.2 behind him, so he'll try and catch up. Lotus the closest to 21.7. He's trying to fight for 6th position with Nut here. CK80 gets a position there as Jacob Meister pulls into the pits. In through the tunnel. And as they come into that Nouvelle chicane, hard on the brakes. Whoa, man! Lotus getting a massive lock up there. Good job to keep it off the back of the other car. He'll drop down a couple of positions as he scrubs speed. Let's jump up with Red Panda, who's chasing down Bandcamp here through Massenet into the casino. Down through the gears, through Mirabeau, down into the hairpin. Red Panda doing a good job so far to make it up. He did pit early. Oh, using all of the curb there. Here we go into the tunnel. So this is where a lot of the cars can get some extra speed by following. But then it all comes undone if you brake too late. But these two getting it just right. Making their way through Nouvelle chicane into Tabac, making their way into the swimming pool. Pretty good drive from both of these guys. Revo goes into the pits, puts on super soft, so he's going for the insane fastest last stint. Gus Rules has brought down the gap to 13 thanks to the pit stop. Oh, look at that drift! Red Panda showing you how it's done, ladies and gentlemen. Kept it well. Of course, has scrubbed some speed, but still within DRS range, so he'll get a boost coming up into Saint-Deveau. Jacob Meister retires from the session. Looks like he's out there. So we have 5 DNFs so far. What an insane race. What an insane race. So Revo's still in the lead, 14.6 seconds now, and it's only going to get bigger now that he's on the super soft. Didn't seem to get affected by any back markers, so a great race from him. Bandcamp's trying desperately to climb up the positions. Red Panda wants his third. He wants on the podium. But I don't even know how many penalties everyone got, so it's... I don't know. It's like anyone's race. Well, I mean, at this point, Revo will win. But for the rest of the positions, I have no idea. It's nuts. Revo sets the fastest time now, 1:21.6 on those super softs. See Red Panda coming in through Raskas, trying to clamber that third. Got his sideways again. Using the DRS. Oof. You can see as he comes out, the traction just breaks and it shifts him left to right, and he's got to fight with the steering wheel to keep it off the walls. Monaco is essentially a city-sized pinball machine for F1 cars. Like, the amount of control you need to have to not just look like a pinball, just boom, 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 throughout the entire track is nuts. Pretty nice curve there through Portier now into the tunnel. Red Panda dropping a little bit though. It's increased to 0.5. We'll see how late he dares to break into the chicane. Oh, look at that! Massive late break. 3-second time penalty for his trouble. As Revo sets another fastest lap, 1:21.3, and we're going to see that come further and further down as he wastes the fuel in that tank, therefore reducing the weight of the car. Okay, I'm going to take this opportunity to have a look. Okay. Cool. Standard. So what is this? Red Panda catching up to back of CK80? Yeah, CK80 caught up in the middle here. He's ghosted, however. That's alright. So Bandcamp is closing up on Gus. Slowly but surely. A close fight here between Band and Red Panda. Blue flag's being triggered. As CK80 has to try and get out of the way, but ghosting is on, so looks like he'll pull into the pits. Good job there. The DRS, I mean the straight here in Monaco, the DRS does nothing. Like, unless you are bumper to bumper coming out of the last turn, it really does nothing. Qualifying maybe, but not in the race. So Bandcamp going around the casino now. Red Panda following. Doing a great job to stick on the back. Oh man. And a bit of a slide. 13 laps of degradation on these tyres. These guys are going to have to fight for every inch of control. Got a Sector 2 yellow flag. There is a car out. I don't know who it is. I'm not sure who that was, but there was a car in the Nouvelle chicane. Oh my god, he's all up on the edge of Bandcamp now. Into Tabak. Coming into the swimming pool. Remember what I said about unconventional overtakes. What is Red Panda going to do? Looks like he's going to hang back a little bit. Now at this range, DRS comes into effect. Through Rascasse. Final corner into the DRS. So now the DRS will kick in. But will he be able to get any sort of advantage coming into there? Will he get a great exit line? He does. Gets a much better exit line than Band. Now he's dropped it down to 0.3. Here comes the chase. And there's another car out. Don't know who it is. Is it Revo? Could be. Oh my god, Red Panda up on the inside of Mirabeau. Oh, trying his best. Bandcamp holds him at bay. Insane. Insane. Oof, drifting there. So we're on lap 20 of 21. So Red Panda has a lap and a half. Try and make it past here. Revo will inevitably be your winner. 24 seconds. God, you can see they can't even put full throttle. Oh, using the curb. The curb almost threw him to the side. Coming into that DRS. 0.6 is a bit too far away. Oh, a little bit of a kick there. CK80. 2-second time penalty. Just rallying up. Okay, so last lap. It'll be all or nothing for Red Panda. You can see that car just fighting all over the place. Got a Sector 3 yellow flag. Looks like it's CK80 at the back there. Through the tunnel into the Nouvelle chicane. Bandcamp has increased the lead to 1.2 here from Red Panda, so it looks like he's going to have a comfortable win. Let's just jump up with the race winner as he comes across the line there with a 20-second gap. That is insane. 29 minutes 42 race. Gus Rules coming around. He'll set a good time. He'll take second. Great drive from him. Bandcamp holding off Red Panda. enough to take that third on the podium. So it'll be a happy day for Gus Rules and Bandcamp as Red Panda just loses out. He comes out in fourth. We see Shrimp and Lotus making their way to the line now. Lotus coming through the swimming pool. What a nuts race. Oh, man. Okay, so 21 laps down. That is the feature race completed. Revo with your race win. We had 5 DNFs. So, funnily enough, the sprint race is the cars that were left in reverse order. We'll see how many of the other guys jump back in for the sprint race. I think there are a couple that won't make it. So they've decided to call it early. So a great drive there from Revo here at Monaco. Absolutely fantastic. Just above and beyond. I mean, building up something, 38-second lead. Like, what is that? So Revo, of course, putting in the work and of course getting it, it's paying off there. So a great job from him. Good job there from MP Motorsport. Both those guys getting on the podium. So of course that's not to be overlooked. Oh man. Okay. So that is the the feature race done and dusted here at Monaco. Revo with a great win. Let's have a look at these penalties. So Revo managed to get 3 seconds. Gus was 6. Bandcamp had a 3. Red Pan with a 6. Shrimp with 12. Nut with a 6 second. CK with 6 second. Pacey had 22 seconds of penalty. Something went horribly wrong for him. Oh, that's nuts. Okay. So now we're just we're just waiting on the next session to kick start. Oh man. That is crazy. What a crazy race. Okay, so we're about to see the chaos yet again, but this time with a little bit of a twist. Reverse grid order. Let's have a look here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Only 9 cars are here for the sprint race. We went from a 13 grid to 9. Wahid decided to stay, so he'll be in last place for the sprint race. Monaco is a demanding track. There's no doubt about it. Oof. Okay. So just waiting on the setups. So for a sprint race being a shorter race. No pit stop required. No pit stop required? No, I don't think so. I think they can go straight to the end. So we'll see how that proceeds for all of them. There we go. So Bandcamp CK80 pulling the bullet. The calm before the storm. Alright, so let's get ourselves set up. So CK80 will be your race leader as he cuts the formation lap, no biggie. Revo starting in 8th, Wahid there in last position as of course he DNF'd. So question will be, how quick can Revo make his way through the grid? Or can some of these guys in front hold on to their position? It's only 15 laps. And Monaco's a place where overtaking is not a... You don't see it very often, so... I think this will be all to play for here. Nevertheless, we should be in for a good one. Making their way through tunnel now. Oh man, I'd love to stand in there as they go past. Wouldn't that be awesome? Feel like you'd need earphones, but earmuffs. I reckon the F1 would probably blow your eardrums if it did it. If the revs hit high enough. Oh, okay, through to Bark now. And of course into the swimming pool. Make their way down now into Rascasse. Through the final corner. Then they'll re-grid up. Count down the lights. And then watch as 15 laps of utter chaos ensues. Okay, so everybody just lining up now. A little bit of a donut there. Looks like someone got canned from the formation lap. Looks like it was Red Panda. Okay, everyone's gridded up now. Here come the lights. 4, 5. Just counting. There they go off. Everybody takes off that line. CK80 with a horrible start. Nut is now your race leader. Look at him. They're almost 5 wide into that corner. Looks like everybody managed to get through okay. Into Massenet. Through Beau Rivage, sorry. Into Massenet. Everybody forming a nice little line here. We'll stay back at the end of the grid. You see it a lot better. And then we'll switch up as the race progresses. So Revo in 8th. Wahid in 9th. As you can see. Oh, there's a nice little dive there from Red Panda. He'll take the position. Forces Shrimp out. But gives Shrimp the inside line into the next corner. So Shrimp takes it straight back. And now they'll move back and forth as they go into the tunnel. Oh, I just saw him go a little bit wide there. That was Bandcamp. Two cars got crazy held up. Oh, sideways! Lotus got nudged a little bit. He'll now have to spin around. See how that goes. Nut with the fastest lap. Good job for him. CK80 touches the wall. Gus Rule's trying to go up on the inside, but there's not a lot of room as you come through Rivage. What can he do? Looks like he's trying to go for it. Revo. Like a hawk. Oh, CK80 bouncing off the wall. The teammates come together. Revo gets a little bit of a touch, but he makes his way through safely. CK80 probably has some intense wing damage. Or not. Still has both his end plates. What's going on? Losing a little bit of time. So Revo makes his way into 6th now. Next target. Gus Rules here in 5th. On the brakes. Into the chicane. So left, right. Up through the gears into Tabac. All the while holding that track position. Going into the swimming pool. On the brakes through Rascasse. Through the gears, into the last corner, into the DRS zone. Lap 3 ticks over, which means the DRS is now activated. We've got a Sector 3 yellow flag. That looks like CK80 going into the pits. Revo gets a 3-second time penalty. A little bit of a cut there. Nothing he can't shake. Jump up 2 positions here as Bandcamp closing up in the back of Red Panda here. So it's reverse, of course, from the last race. We'll see if he can do anything with it. They go through Portier into tunnel. Great control from these guys. Yes, the DRS zone is pretty useless. Like I said, unless you're in the 2/10ths range, you're not really gonna see much of a benefit. Again, qualifying, big deal, because of course you can get a little bit of extra speed down there, but race wise, nah, not really. Bandcamp dropping back to a 2nd. Gus Rules closing up in the back of him, and Revo doing the same into Raskas. Like, this is where these types of gaps here, like Gus Rules, you'll see Gus Rules stick really, really hard onto the back of Bandcamp through this entire section. And then you got to do like a late break to sort of make it work. But then if you do that, you tend to corner cut a little bit too much. Band take a little bit of a wider exit there, so Gus managing to make it up. Now it's 2/10, sorry. Revo watching both of them. Because of course, when two people battle, they forget. And the people behind him, Revo catching the slide. Good job there. Nose to tail through the hairpin into Portier. Wahid gets a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. Unfortunate. So this gap here, 4th to 6th, very, very close. Lap 4 of 15. You can see Revo. So again, even Revo's at the 0.3 mark. See, DRS will come in effect. But Gus Rules has it as well. So it'll come down to setups. Yeah, the margin just stays where it is. Through Rivage. Into Massenet. Oh man. Revo with a massive lock up there, but he held it. Great job to do so. I mean, when those cars start to kick out, really, man, they whip like crazy. So the counter steer you have to do, and just the balance is pretty nuts. Look at them all so close together. Pretty much from 1st to 6th, man. It's anyone's race. I mean, Nut holding the lead really, really well, and I hope he can hold it to the end of the race. That'd be great. Shrimp is closing in. Red Panda's closing in on him. Bandcamp's a little bit out, 1.3, so not in that DRS range, but it doesn't really matter because, well, if Red Panda keeps doing that, Band won't have to do anything. 3-second time penalty. I don't think Revo's getting frustrated. I think Revo's at a point right now where he understands that these types of situations present a challenge. And knowing Revo and his like attention to detail, I feel like he's gonna lap this up. Like, I know he wants to win. Like, don't get me wrong, he'd be frustrated because he wants to win, but at the same time, everything would be going through his head right now. Like, okay, what can I do? Where's the best place to overtake? How hard can I push? In which sections can I push just that little bit harder to make it up? And it's only lap 6. I mean, you've still got more than half the race to go. So I think you'll be in for a good one. And remember, as these tyres start degrading, you're going to see some absolutely nuts gameplay like that. Bandcamp goes. He makes it. Gus Rules does not into the wall. See, and Revo was just like, thanks, mate. That's what he does. Sits back. It is so apt for him to use Alain Prost as an avatar. Because let's be fair, Revo does the same thing. Maybe not so much on the points thing. Like, Revo wants to win. Alain Prost was very smart in the way that he positions himself for the win, but it's very similar. And that gets a 3-second time penalty there. Through the swimming pool now. See, at point 2, if you can hold that gap, the DRS does help. Great exit. Here we go. No, it slides out a bit, so he'll hold that. 0.3. Sits and waits for his... That's pretty much it. I mean, if you know that you've got the ability there, you can put pressure on these drivers. You can put pressure on the driver in front. And that makes them think. So it makes them... So right now, Bandcamp's trying to focus on the race. But he knows Revo's 210. Well, maybe doesn't know that it's 2/10 behind, but he knows Revo's behind him. And he knows how fast Revo can be. So Bandcamp, being the defensive master that we know him to be, is thinking about racing there. What's going on? Someone's off. It looks like CK80 was there at the end of Rascass. He'll go into the pits. Unfortunate there. Causing a little bit of a yellow flag. Yeah, as I was saying, so Bandcamp. See, look how fast Revo is. In through the swimming pool. Look at him. Just all over that MP Motorsport. But Monaco's not conducive to these kinds of conditions. So he'll hit DRS, he'll maintain the speed, try and get a late break, better exit. There you go. Look at that. Side by side now as they come into Beau Rivage. See, the better exit gave him the speed boost, and Bandcamp's going to have no choice but to let him through. And Revo does what Pacey did to him races ago and takes the position. Fourth now. And it's things like that. It's moves like that. It's opportunities like that that make Revo so good. It's when you see those gaps and you think to yourself, okay, if I set myself up for the next corner, maybe the exit speed will get me there, and it did. Revo now in fourth. However, 2 seconds he has to make up to Red Panda. We'll see if he can do so. Unfortunate for Bandcamp, he's now in fifth, but let's see if he can hold it. Props to Nut. 8 laps in, and he's still... Oh my god. Oh, no. Don't worry. I thought it started raining, and I was about to lose it. But no, it was just leaves falling off a tree. Okay, let's jump up a couple of positions here. Red Panda! Massive drift there, but he held on to it. Great job. I'm lucking out with these camera switches. A lot of curve there. Revo has brought it down from 2 seconds to 0.5 in a lap. Not even... I mean, Red Panda did have a little bit of a drift there, so, you know. But still. And now you're going to have a massive train from here on out. Look at it there. Look at that nose to tail, all the way through the hairpin. Nut's going to have some intense pressure. He's already got penalties, so I don't know how much that's going to affect him. Oof, we're getting a little bit of drift. So he's going to have to do that. Shrimp's going to have to try and keep up on the back of him. Red Panda doing the same. And Revo's going to try and chase through them all, see if he can get a win. But now, how many mistakes will be made by these drivers from here on out? Will penalties be the deciding factor for a lot of these positions? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. This is a great race so far, however. As they come in through Rascass. Wahid with a 3-second time penalty. Unlucky. Into that DRS zone. Oh my god, Red Panda going way wide. Revo's going to take that. No problem. And that is where the DRS comes in handy. And that's put him into third now. Great drive from Revo. He'll now be looking to hit second. Looks like Shrimp and Nut side by side. Shrimp goes a little bit too wide though. Revo getting a little bit of contact. He'll try and go on the inside of the hairpin. Will he be able to make it? He'll be on the outside. It won't be for an advantage here coming into Portier. No, Shrimp will keep it. Revo still on the outside. Looking to see if he can get a better exit speed. It's not going to happen. Shrimp's going to have him on the tunnel. Nut gets away clean though. 1.3 seconds now. A little bit of a buff for him. Oh, there's contact there between Shrimp and Revo. Revo goes up on the inside. They're still side by side. Shrimp gets a 3-second time penalty. He was forced out. So, yeah, that's going to be a pretty deciding factor. Revo, of course, putting him in a prime position. Shrimp couldn't turn left to make the chicane, so he ends up cutting it. Strategic. Not doing a great job so far. 10 of 15. Looks like they're coming up to the back markers now. Might see some blue flags getting waved. Just look how close these cars are as they come through Massenet. This is great to watch. Saw Red Panda try to make a move there. Revo goes out a little bit wide. Bandcamp capitalizes as Red Panda makes the mistake. So Bandcamp now in 4th. Nut needs Shrimp. Yes. Yeah, of course, if Shrimp does stay in 2nd and cover Revo for the next 4 laps, Nut will take it. However... Oh no, Shrimp got a penalty, didn't he? Right, so they are now on even footing. So Nut can win this. Oh, maybe not. Oh no, Revo's got a 3-second penalty as well. Yeah, okay. This is down to the wire pretty much. Gus Rules with a 3-second time penalty back there in 6th. The gaps have increased a little bit. Some of these drivers, just a little bit of slippage. Revo's 1.4 behind Shrimp now. Bandcamp 1 second behind. Red Panda's dropped to 2.2. Shrimp is awfully close, all over the back of that. Trying to get something done here. Sector 2 yellow flag. Looks like we've got an off there. CK80 coming through the hairpin there. A bit of an incident. Oh no, Nut. 3-second time penalty. So that's put him at 6. Oh, a little bit of contact there. CK80 with a 3-second time penalty. Now, call it a feeling, but I think you're going to see Revo pull so much speed here through Rivage and Massenet. Watch how much it closes up onto Shrimp. Lock up there. Trying to slow the car. And of course down into 1st. Takes that hairpin. Into the second part of Mirabeau. Goes in through Portier. Hard on the gas now. Into the chicane. Only got 2 laps to go. Ah, Revo catches a penalty there. Just a little bit too wide. Red Panda. Oh, and he takes some damage! Revo. He's lost both end plates. God, that's gonna be tough now. I think the degradation in that Sector 1, Sector 2 flag again. I think we got Wahid. We're gonna see it come up soon because there it is. Yep, definitely Wahid. He spun out. You can see all of these guys, lap 14 to 15, so they've only got 2 laps to go. This is where you're going to see the pedal to the metal. Oof, we go a little bit sideways. Yeah, you can see that there's a lot of handling there. So, anything can happen in this last Lap and a half. Bandcamp doing a great job to keep up on the back of that Ardennes. Nut doing a great job to keep himself in first, but the penalties have not helped him at all. And I think, as it stands, he's gonna. I think he goes all the way down to. I think he'll go to 4th. I don't know. We'll have a look. Lap 15. Here we go. Last lap of the sprint race. Nut still in the lead. Shrimp close behind. Revo as well. Bandcamp on the back. It's all between these 4 drivers. Oof. Bandcamp almost taken out. Here we go, side by side. You can see that BWT. Oh, catching it in the slide again. Bandcamp tries to go up on the inside. No can do. I think just on penalties alone he'll be fine though. In through Portier. Nut. Holding on. Doing a great job so far. Penalties will bite, but we'll see how hard. And through the chicane. Revo just can't catch the car. Forced to slow down. Does miss the penalty though. And at this point, Revo's done an excellent job to keep the car on track with that damage. Can't imagine it'd be easy. Alright, so Shrimp run up on the back of Nut there as they come through that last corner into the DRS zone, and Nut takes the lead and the race win. But let's have a look. Shrimp goes past and Nut gets forced down into 3rd, and Bandcamp, because he raced clean, got 1st position. Great job there from Bandcamp. Unfortunate for Nut. He did all the hard work, but managed to come 3rd. At least it's a podium. Great drive from him. Revo, very unfortunate. Couldn't get through the grid quick enough. And then, of course, damage to the front wing to top it off. Not a great race, but he still came in 4th. So, it's a decent drive. Unfortunate there for CK80 all the way at the back. Wahid with a couple of spin-offs. Gus Rules got hit pretty hard. So did Red Panda. He's in 5th. But Bandcamp, props to you, sir. Excellent drive. Kept your nose clean and kept it so close that the penalties spoke for themselves. So that's 2 podiums here this weekend for Bandcamp. That's got to feel good. Especially when one of them's a win. Waiting for Wahid now. Comes around Raskas. Oh god, he's got no wing. Yeah, right. Alright, so he comes down the main straight and he'll cross the line, and that will be the race over. Ooh, what a sprint race. A little bit less chaos than the main race, but entertaining nonetheless. As we saw, a bit of a switch up in the results there. So great job from Band. He'll take 1st position. Got to hand it to him. Did really, really well for that. Nut there in 3rd position. Great drive. Points and the podium. That's got to be happy with that. And of course, Shrimp there taking 2nd. Good job from him. Revo trying to climb up the grid. Great drive. Just very unfortunate there at the end. Alright, and that is a sprint race all done and dusted. So, let's have a look there. There it is. Bandcamp is your winner. Shrimp in 2nd. Nut takes up the last place on the podium. And the other drivers filter in. Great drive from everyone. Great weekend for the F2 series. It's been fairly entertaining. Hopefully you guys at home felt the same. As we count down the time for the session ends. As usual, I am Kunai Zero. Hopefully I did okay on my own. It is hard sometimes when I'm the only one talking, but we'll see you again tomorrow for the Tier 1 and Tier 2 races. Bye for now.
gonna hold us back. The sea is rising like we dancers. Imagine life without a purpose. Now picture everything you're fighting for. Now picture everything you're fighting for. Open your eyes and see. We are the ones who know the answers, and they ain't never gonna hold us back. The sea is rising like we dancers. Imagine life without a purpose. Now picture everything you're fighting for. Now picture everything you're fighting for.